go over there, just a little bit of a distraction, we're trying to, have a debate. Anyhow, so, like obviously a huge loss of life was a possibility. I think the guys argued, that was one of their key points here, like that we actually, saved lives, even though it's kind of odd in the way you've got to kill a couple 100,000 people in a city, in two cities, but in actual fact that might have saved a lot more lives if, the war had dragged on and if they had to invade, the mainland. And clearly you guys didn't, still don't agree with that. The argument would be that the Japanese actually had sent signals saying that they were, considering surrendering. The Americans didn't pay any attention to that because the Americans wanted to go ahead and, use the weapon, and
trying to find other ways to surrender other than just saying we give up. Like they're trying to find alternatives for it.
Right. And there was that kind of negotiation going on, around like what the terms of the surrender and stuff would be. So, that is kind of an interesting issue. The other thing I think that we were getting into, Fabian, I'll get you 1 second. The other thing which I thought was pretty interesting, the guys were getting into a bit is to the extent that, was Pearl Habor actually provoked in some way, clearly, if you see Roosevelt, he's so angry the night he announces that the war with Japan has started. And he talks about, this is kind of the worst thing that ever happened in history, this sneak attack by the Japanese on the United States and Pearl Habor. The guys were given, I think, on both teams some of the background to that. In actual fact, what had been going on there, it really wasn't very good for the Japanese because they had invaded China, as we'll see, and China's kind of weak at that point in the 1920s and 30s. And they were taking advantage.